and welcome once again to the AV Championship. We're off to the Netherlands today. This is the AV League. I'm the gnome, I've been drinking, and I'll be taking you through today's race. Only just got in here in time today. I didn't know F1 had an update to do. A couple of changes we've got going on now. Before this race, Lang has now moved up to partner Dom in the Red Bull. He's taken over from Tenta. Dom's gonna need that other driver support if they want to keep Red Bull in that third position in the championship. David, I believe, is also back today as well, and he's filling in the McLaren spot for Tygo. We have Yorkshire in the racing point and LordyLord there in the racing point as well. 17 drivers there, missing a couple. Didn't get to see who we're missing there. So off to the circuit Zandvoort today then, in Zandvoort, the coastal town west of Amsterdam in North Holland of the Netherlands. 50% race day will be 36 laps around here on a 4.2 kilometer circuit, 14 corners and 2 DRS zones. Very notable, Zandvoort undertaken a lot of work over the last few years, been absent from the F1 calendar since about 1985. So a lot of work has been done to it to bring it up to standard for the modern cars to go around there. Most notably, a lot of serious banking on some of the corners has been put in place to help drivers maintain and carry that speed around the outside to keep overtaking opportunities. The last time we had banked corners in the F1 calendar, though, was 2005, Indianapolis, USA. And if anyone remembers that race, that was an absolute disaster because the Diamond Cut grooves they put into the banking to help try and give the tyres grip. Hopefully nothing like that happens in the Netherlands, and we've learnt from what happened back then. It looks like it's dry for qualifying here, and race is dry as well. That's good to know. Netherlands, much like England, much like Silverstone, very susceptible to maybe having rain, but we've got a dry race today. Drivers are lucky. It could be a very fast flowing track here around Netherlands, pretty much like a roller coaster. The way these corners go, little kind of uphills, downhill sections we've got as well, snaking through the Dutch sand dunes. A lot of drivers coming out now onto the track. Who can we trust? Got a lot of Dutch on grid as well. Wouter's already out. I might go with Wouter and see if we can get a nice clean lap around Zandvoort with Wouter being a Dutch driver, being on his home track today. Obviously no F1 cars have been around this track yet, so don't have a real life fastest qualifying time to be able to give you on this, but I should imagine we'll see a lot of our drivers around here, probably at the start qualifying here, putting in times between 1 minute 9 and 1 minute 10 sector, and probably towards the end of quali probably see some drivers at the front there getting into the mid 108 range as we cross the time and now coming into the first corner. Now the only ones I know the name of, which is Tarzan Corner. A little bit of banking there. Good opportunities around the outside here. This is turn 2, turn 3 here, which reminds me very much of the carousel corners of the Nordschleife. I probably will refer to that as carousel from now on. 4, 5 and 6 are the kinks along this flat out section through here. As we come into 7, this long right-hander inside curb can be dangerous there, just like in Hungary. Up in corner 9 there, 8, you can take it a good speed there. This is 9, this is 10, these are Renault and Vodafone. I don't know why the corner's been named that, probably who's got the most money. coming into 11 and 12 now. But the slowest part of the track there. Careful getting too much power on the exit 12 there. It could end up in the wall. And again, about a little bit of banking here for 13 and a heavy bank 14 here. I want to get the power down as quick as possible. It's going to set you up for the DRS and the long straight section there. There's a 109.7 there for Wouter, and that's what he said, roughly between these 109 and 110 sort of times, and by the end you should see the cars getting a lot quicker when the tracks rub it in and you can really find the grip through these high banked corners. Who else do we have out on track? There's Knack there, putting in the fastest time, as he very much likes to do in quali already, setting the standards, 109.5. Because we don't have James in the lobby today. He's one of our kind of front runners there. Would normally be testing for that front position. Reaper is in here though. I'm sure he'll be trying to take that front spot from Knack, as we watch Jasper in the fry there, put in a slide number 109.9 and just clips that inside curb. These corners here coming there through these inside corners on these banked curbs, and these banked corners can be pretty slippery like that. You've got your wheels at full lock when you're on the tight inside there. And it will through. Who have we got down here? Another Dutch driver, Koen here. What's he going to put in? That's a 1:10. That's a good side time from Koen. There's still 13 minutes left of quality. A lot of rubber to be put down on this track. Lang's over 1:10.7. First outing here again. Back in Red Bull. Wasn't a Red Bull during season 1, I believe. Williams for season 2 at the start of season 3, and now he's back to RB. We've got down here YorkshireRock, the blue and white wizard. Let's follow on with him coming through turn 8 there. Want to be aiming real close to that inside curve of turn 8 to carry as much speed as you possibly can. Really throw it into that one without braking too much. Don't hit that inside curve too much though, because it will bounce and throw the car on that corner. Coming in nice and quick now into 11 and 12. Just easing up a little bit there in 12, getting careful of that inside corner again. Will goes over that. Car could spin, and he does it on 13. Looking like here, 107 at the line there. It's going to be just out of the 110, I think. Yeah, it's a 111.0. That timeline as we come out of turn 14, we want to be looking at kind of a 1.15, 1.6 there to be getting these low 1.9 times, or times within the 1.9 bracket. Let's have a look at, I never know how to pronounce his name, Elykr. Do you know how to pronounce his name backwards there? Backwards is R14. So, on the medium tyre, only 3 drivers right now opting to try out the medium tyre. Lang there, putting down 3 laps on his mediums there, trying to get a feel as we run into the gravel there on the Xz-7. That was one thing I do like about this dirt track. They've done a lot of work over it to bring it up to modern racing standards. Unlike a lot more of the newer kind of modern tracks, they've done a lot of work. You know, we end up with a lot of tarmac around the track, and we haven't got that there. We've got the grass, we've got the gravel traps still, like a classic F1 track. Me and the drivers need to be careful around it, because there is consequences if you run wide. There's dire consequences around here on Zandvoort if you dip a toe into the gravel on some of those corners. 112.9 there for Elykr on medium tyre. Lollopuppa in the Mercedes right now. He's on the softs. It's going to be around the 110, 110.4 for him. The Mastos there, I've just seen in the other Red Bull, topping the time chart right now. 109.3, I think. 10 minutes of quali left. I think by the end of quali, those last few laps here at the end, it should be perfectly feasible to get some very low 108 times in there, 108.3, 108.2. FCST the Haas, so having moved up there on the second row. Let's get down to the bottom here. Where is, we're just going to come in to see how Reaper was doing, and he's just put in a 109.7 there around here. A little bit behind Domestos, and now Domestos picking up a 5-place grid penalty. Their collision with Wouter, I think that said he's going to be upset with that after putting in that hard work for that good time. Come down there, Xz going across the line there, that's 110.7, he's up into 10th place there. Kronik currently the highest driver there on the medium tyre with 110.5. I just imagine we'll see these drivers on the mediums here. You switch them out and try and get some softs on. Lang's finally coming back in. Had his warm up on his mediums. So far, David right now, the only one not to have a time down and currently on in validated lap. Top 9 drivers there pretty much within a second of each other. David coming back into the pit, probably taking a bit of damage on there. Domestos, he's going to want to start as far up as he possibly can right now. Bestos, I think unsure. I think Domestos was on the hot lap there. That's going to cost him a few tenths. Bestos dying off the side there. Quite tight on some of these corners here. And be very aware of any cars that might be coming up behind you. Domestos abandoned that lap now. He's running through there a bit more slowly. I believe that's Tess in the chat there. Sad to miss the race. Really sad to miss you as well. Only one Ferrari in here right now. And let's see how your teammates are doing then. Right now we're taking a lot of curve through 11 there. Coming up, it's 0 laps. Not great is what we're not doing on there. Not going to be beating his time with that lap. We'll join up here FCST on a hot lap right now. Really looking like I don't think he's going to beat his time there. He has been at just 109.572. Still remains in that third place position. Who else is down here? OLordyLord in the racing point. He's out right now. Nope, he's abandoning that lap by the looks of it. There's quite a few drivers in the pit right now. Come back to hbecht. Jasper is on a flying lap right now. He is really taking a lot of curb there. That's going to be damaging. That's a good second or so lost. Taking a bit too much of that inside curb, and that's bouncing him and throwing him off for 12. Corner 12 there. This is 6. It should be a 109. It should be quicker than what he's got. It's just off 110.4. Who else have we got up out here right now? A lot of drivers in the pits, probably hanging on, waiting for those last few minutes when the track gets rubbered in. Rowan right now sitting in 9th there. I think that could potentially be his highest qualifying ever. He's just coming out the pit right now to see if he can potentially do any more with that. What else have we got? Reaper up here as well. We're going to follow and get on board with Reaper. Should be on a hot lap, running very wide, locking up there, a little bit coming in to the carousel. Very wide entry there, coming through to, or exit, I should say, on to, it's going to come down to 7 now. That's a lot of speed. That was nice, and that's the oversteer coming through 7. There's the fear there. Wheels at full lock, powering back through the other side, and downforce maybe isn't right, not enough force on the wing, and you get a loose grip on the back wheels there, and the front is just going to throw out. That's unfortunate. That was a very nice fast entry there onto turn 7. I don't think Reaper used to brake that much. We heard the engine braking, just dropping down gears on his entry so he could maintain that speed through 7. I just think he should have time, I think, to get back in the pits, get back out here. I'll get on board with Bestos now. On a fast lap, coming up to 3, the carousel. Nice exit through there, very important to try and carry as much speed through that corner as you can, because it's going to set you up for the rest of the straight sector down here to turn 7. Nice and wide there on the entry, but doesn't turn in quick enough there for 8. That is fastest in sector 1 there though. Bestos doing the same. They're running a lot of that inside curve on 11. Want to take a little bit, but take quite a bit of it. You can end up losing a bit of traction, losing a bit of grip, and then running curve on 12. Just dips a wheel over there at the end. That's upsetting. That should have been a quicker time for him, I think. It was a couple of tenths quicker. That would have moved him up into 5th place. Dip to toe. Off limits though, coming through 13 and 14. Look down, take some nice aerial views of the rather pink racing point of YorkshireRock as he comes on to his fast lap now, going through turn 1 Tarzan corner. It's looking good through 2. That's nice and quick and clean there through 3 from Yorkshire, cutting a little bit of grass on the exit there. Nice and smooth through 4, 5, 6. Nicely through 8 there. This looks like could be a very good time here for Yorkshire. I think he should definitely improve on the time he's been doing here so far. No, decides to let some other cars through there. I thought he was on a hot lap there. Maybe not, obviously, maybe decided to abandon that himself. Let's see what else is going on. Kuhn there, jumping up above his teammate there, moving up into 2nd there with 109.4. I haven't got anyone down, coming down these last few minutes now. We haven't got anyone into the 108s yet. I was expecting us to get more down into that 108 time. I wonder if some of the drivers will do it now. We're following on with Knack right now. What sort of times he's going to get us the line? It's 105 there at the line. It's not going to be much quicker. It is though. There's the 108. 108.9 from Knack. Still a minute left in quali. He could push that round if he wants to get round for another lap. Wouter already decided that's the end for him, or is that an Alpha? I see on the edge of the track there. Yes, he is still pushing here. I don't know if it's going to be his other time. It's not. 109.9 from him. There's Reaper out right now at the end. There's a tiny bit of problem there. I mean, maybe maintaining a bit of speed through that carousel. Again, I think he's locked up his tyres a little bit through there. That's holding him back in there. That was better through 7. There's that inside curb of 8. That was nice and smooth through that. That was quick. A little bit of wobble there of oversteer. Now pulling off there. Got there. We haven't got any purple sectors here yet from Reaper, but struggling with a bit of oversteer on the exit of these corners, wrestling with the car a little bit. He's trying to get the power down there. It's 106 at the timeline. I don't know if he's going to improve that time. No, it's 109.9. Like I said, he needs to be running like a 105 something at, like ideally a low 105 at that timeline, and then he'll be coming in for the 108s. So who else is still out on track? Xz there, still trying to push it in. That's an invalidated lap from him though, and I think that's going to be the end of qualifying and our grid order. And that's not doing anything there. FCST still looks like he's running the car out since he's finished though that. Lollopuppa and WouterVanDenBoom, 2 drivers were waiting to end on qualifying. Knack up there, coming in first. Mestos picking up that 5-place grid penalty. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him back. I think just behind his new teammate of Lang, unless anyone else has been picking up grid penalties anywhere. We're still running quality, or no? There we go. There's our qualifying done. And that's another pole position for Knack there. Both Domestos and Wouter are picking up penalties there. Knack's going to be on first, FCST in second, Domestos third, Kuhnfoot, Wouter 5th, Reaper 6th, Lang 7th, Bestos 8th, Jasper 9th, Lola 10th, Xz 11th, David 12th, Rowan 13th, Kronik 14th, Elkir 15th, YorkshireRock 16th, LordyLord 17th, Wouter and Dom, as we said, both with 5-place penalties. Domestos will be down in 8th, and Wouter will be starting down in 10th then, unfortunately. Reaper being the winner here at Zandvoort in Season 1 and Season 2. Is he going to make it a 3rd season in a row? We have consistently always had a Dutchman on the podium here at the end of the race. Season 1, Kuhn. Season 2 was Wouter. So, are we going to have a Reaper win again? Are we going to have a Dutchman on the podium? Or can we have a Dutchman win the Dutch Grand Prix? There's enough of them in the race. As we wait for this fun moment where the drivers set their tyre strategies, and then it just throws me while the lights are coming on. Hopefully no safety cars today, but is Dutch, is these corners, it can be dangerous if someone's going for a risky move around the outside, and it can be tight in places, so I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 safety cars. Timers out, all drivers are there, there's all 5 lights are on, all 5 lights are out, and we're off in a run up to turn 1. There's already a Red Bull over at the side there. What is going on? There is carnage at the start on the track there, and there's a virtual safety car straight away. I'm unsure what happened. I just saw a Red Bull suddenly whip to the side on the grass there. Don't know if anyone got hit or anything, or Someone was sleeping on the launch. Both Red Bulls dropping right back there. I'm not sure who's done what. Someone's taken out the other one. That's not good, or not what we want to see. We've got their penalties already there on those. Xz, Wouter, Yorkshire, Lolla all picking up 5-7 penalties. Neither of the Red Bulls there picked up any penalties, so I'm inclined to say what we saw at the start there wasn't maybe anything from the Red Bulls, but was one of those other cars with a penalty maybe hitting into someone off the grid. Rowan now working his way up into 5th right now on his home track. Now the car's in here grinding a bit there. Charles looking to go 3 wide, almost here into turn 1 through Tarzan corner there. Reaper coming out back in front of Rowan there. Wouter, Jasper, both McLarens there coming to the carousel side by side. Xz getting in front of David. David filling in there today. Come down, it's YorkshireRock trying to chase down Kronik, who's getting very close up behind those McLarens right now. I'm going to jump back up towards the front here. Bestos following very closely behind Kuhn. Reaper catching up to them right now. Knack still in the pack. FCST and Kuhn still up there at the front. Could be a bit of an alpha and Haas battle around Zandvoort. Here, Bestos being very careful of that inside curb just there. Knack tries as hard as he can there to get a bit of a gap out on FCST before that DRS gets turned on. As Reaper's catching back up with us. Rowan there, got Jasper and Wouter pretty much all riding in their gearboxes. They're looking to pick their moments to pass. Jasper trying to go around the outside of turn 3 there. Kronik trying to pull up in that space that was where, like I said, all 3 is kind of running nice and close there. Come down here, we've got the other 2 McLarens and the other Alpha. There's Kuhn making it in front of FCST. Reaper now up in front of Bestos as well. Didn't get to see that. Unfortunately, we was watching midfield action there. We'll follow back on with these front few cars there. Knack really getting out the space there right now. 1.5 seconds there over his teammate already. Right now, Rowan now slipping back. Kronik, Wouter, Jasper all having made their way up past him there. That was probably through DRS zone. Maybe came offline for a bit. Xz there dropping back as well. Both racing points moving up the order there now as well. And coming back on to this front battle here. Knack maybe had a little bit of a slip there. Kuhn and FCST rapidly closed down that 1.5 second gap on him. Very easy out of some of these corners. It's very fast, but also you've got a few quite slow corners. And coming out these very high banked corners, trying to keep as much power through there, getting back on the gas. You can get a little bit twitchy coming out of them, as we've seen some of the drivers do in qualifying. So I should imagine that's possibly what's happened to Knack and how they managed to close up that gap so rapidly on him. Knack now going to be able to give his teammate a DRS toe there, and Kuhn just keeping FCST out of DRS range there. Let's see some good teamwork from these 2 AlphaTauri drivers there, being together on the grid like that, working together. Reaper slipping back a little bit there out of DRS range from FCST. couple of drivers worked off their penalties on the pit lane there. Now let's see who had to stop. Lang taking 2 stops there already in the pit. And here LollopupX is also taking pit stops. I think Xz was one of the people we saw with penalties at the start there. I'll be very interested to find out later what happened off the grid there. Didn't quite see it. Might have to watch the stream back again afterwards, see if it was caught on there. It's that Chronic Jasper there, slipping out there. Is that turn 10 there, trying to get the power down probably too much, and a high level spin. Which David sliding in front of Yorkshire there. We saw through 11 and 12. Yorkshire is going to get the DRS on him now, though. Coming up to turn 1, David takes the inside. Yorkshire going to send it up the outside there. Jasper, David touching a bit of curb there, nearly losing control of Jasper, getting back in front of him. Racing point very slow in the carousel there from Yorkshire. That's going to give some of that time back again. Reaper now very much catching up with FCST. Trying will to will there through turn 10. Who's got the DRS? Reaper does have the DRS going down to 11 though. He is going to make it in there first. FCST slips in behind. Reaper now 2.5 seconds off Kuhn, so he's got a bit of work to do now if he wants to try and catch up Kuhn and wants to try and remain his title as the King of Zandvoort, winning the previous 2 seasons here. Hasn't quite got that slip on FCST yet. He's still just in DRS range. He needs to maintain it for the rest of the second leg if he wants to hope to stay with Reaper. Wouter now trying to follow up to best us. His teammate Chronic a bit further behind on the medium tyre there. Chronic is starting to stay with Wouter and try and get a bit of a tow from him around this track. It could really help him out on that medium tyre. He's taking that longer, earlier stint. Track's not too bad for tyre wear around here, but it can be reasonably punishing. It all kind of depends how kind of nice you are with the tyres really on these bank corners and how much pressure you're putting on pushing out of the corners to how much tyre wear you're really going to be taking around here. The banking really helps you be able to maintain speed, but obviously if you're pushing it as hard as you possibly can, you're going to be developing a lot of tyre wear from it as well. Going all around here. David trying to catch back up to Yorkshire here right now. Yorkshire, that's a better line there for Yorkshire through the carousel there. Seemed a bit slow on the previous lap, which allowed David and Jasper to catch back up on him after he'd made the move. Jasper obviously back in front of him now. But again, maintain position could be a good finish for Yorkshire today. David running very wide there, trying to carry as much speed as he could. Wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe a warning there. Both guys taking a bit of curb there on the exit of 10 though. Yorkshire again. Yorkshire not with the DRS, but got a much better exit from the corner. And David, the DRS very much needed for David there to catch back up. Yorkshire though still on the soft tyres. The soft tyres still going to be in reasonable condition here. 7 laps. Back up Router here, trying to get the pressure on Domestos. Very tight through those little kinks out 4, 5 and 6. Very difficult to make, especially trying to run side by side with someone through there as well. Very difficult. Coming. Router has got a DRS. He's not going to beat it. Bestos in 10-11 here though. He's going to have to try and just get as close as he can through 11 and 12. And then get the DRS as we come back after turn 14. It's just going to be in range of him, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to really make it work. He's 6/10 there. He hasn't got much ERS there left to push with though. Router getting very low on that. He gets back out the best of his gearbox, but doesn't have the power to get around him. Pack starting to spread out a little bit here. Got Router putting the pressure on to Bestos. David here still trying to put the pressure on to Yorkshire. Trying around the outside here of turn 3. Need to get a much faster entry speed into that outside line on turn 3 if you want to send it around there. Again, trying to carry as much speed through 8 as he possibly can. Little tap on the back of Yorkshire there. And Yorkshire's gearbox, I don't think he's taken any wing damage from that. He's still safe there. Will to will there through 11 and 12. David just sneaking it through there. Good. We'll follow back on now with our Router and Bestos battle up here. Join again where we saw him previously, snaking through the 4, 5 and 6. Router trying to get on the inside of turn 7 there, taking some grass, really desperate to get past, and clips the side of Bestos there and sends himself spinning a little bit. Sets can be quite difficult round this Dutch track to pass. You've got a couple of DRS zones, you've got a couple of these wider corners. I wouldn't personally maybe see turn 7 as much of a passing point, especially if they're holding the regular race line, which is just kind of central through there really. If they go a bit wide and they like clips on the gravel, then yeah, you've got kind of the space there to pull on through. But things like here, like turn 13 and 14, I don't know what happened to Kronik. Just then we saw on the front of Router's camera, Router's coming into the pits. He's obviously damaged. Router retiring there from the session, not happy, trying to get past Bestos, getting a little bit frustrated. Shame to see Dutch driver leaving his own Grand Prix as Kronik's coming in for his tyre change there. Gets delayed slightly with Router retiring and then trying to get the other car out of the way. We've never really watched any pit action on this stream, so this is fun to see. There's Kronik in the pit stops. Let's get back on to the action now though. Nax also pitted. He's left that front position there, dropped down into 5th on the hard tyre now. He's going to be looking to go to the end of the race on that tyre. That's going to be another 24 laps for him on there, and that is a fastest sector 1 there, no sector 2 he's put down already on those fresh hard tyres, so we're obviously getting a good amount of rubber down on the track. Right now Kuhn's gone in the pit as well, Reaper's in the pit too as well. Where's this going to move our track position back out to Bestos, the only one there still running on those old tyres. He's up in 2nd right now. He's possibly going to want to be looking to pit sooner rather than later. Everyone else has pitted, unless he can. If you can stay with knack for the DRS, you can use it for a tow for a couple more laps to make sure I'm not getting any undercut on anyone. But then you've got someone like Reaper and people further back here going to be running very fast times, whereas he's pretty safely coming out behind FCST, I think, in 6th when Bestos pits, but he's going to need to pit now, I think. He's already max lost him on that hard tyre. He's not going to be able to keep up, so... he's going to try and run these softs for as long as he can, and then, I don't know, try and get the better tyre for the end of the race, maybe. Kuhn there on his fresh tyres, desperately wanting past, looking for his moves. There's Bestos coming in to the pit. Kuhn will still take the DRS from him though, going down that straight as driver starting, the space starting to develop here. David should get the DRS on Lola coming up there, and he takes the inside curb. Don't hit the fence, careful, let's look behind you, you aren't ghosted, but... David gets the back going, and Lang, Rowan there. We see the bottom of our screen, both picking up time penalties. Rowan, Yorkshire, making his way up into 12th now. He's pitted in, he's got nice fresh hards on. Rowan going to be chasing him down, he's got the DRS, he's got no ERS left though. Yorkshire still there, plenty enough there to be able to defend with from Rowan. Very important not to drain your ERS really out that much. The cars kind of use it when they're running along normally anyway. It's that electric power is a secondary power source for the cars along with the fuel. And if you're running with basically no ERS, even your straight line speed when you get back onto the straight sections will be a little bit lower than its potential. Rowan running very wide there. Seeing all these drivers run wide on 8 there, trying to carry as much speed through as you can, but you really need to just really attack that inside curve there on 8 if you want to carry that sort of speed through there. Who was that going very slow? Like Chronic being quite slow up there in front of Yorkshire. Don't know if he's maybe had a bit of a spin or something. Can we see? I think Chronic has had a spin there. He's missing a lot of front wing. Yorkshire goes through on turn 13. Yep. Chronic going to be coming in to the pits there now. Not a good day for Alfa Romeo then, unfortunately. And we've got a safety car. David has DNF'd. Where is that? I can't. Turn 1, that's on the outside of... How have we ended up out there? What has happened? Can't see it. I'm trying to find someone where I can see where David is. I think he's going really out wide on turn 1. I can just see a little orange dot way off my map. It looked like it almost probably went over the walls into the crowd there, to be honest. That was well off. But that, right, well, safety car now then for a couple of laps. Who's going to pit in? Who's the drivers at the front? They're on relatively fresh hards anyway, so they're not really going to need to. But 16 laps, 20 laps there to go. WouterVanDenBoom, yep, I was just about to say, he's probably going to come into the pit. Don't know if Xz might try and change those tyres for some fresh ones. Yep, he's come into the pit too. Lang there, 10 lap over hards. Don't know if he'll maybe change them up as well. Drivers are going to want to look to be on the freshest tyres as possible to not then have to pit again for the rest of the race, and then just hope the drivers in front of you make a mistake, damage their wing, and that they're the ones that are going to have to pit again. FCST now, fresh set of mediums. I think that could be a possible call right now. About 20 laps left of the race. First two here are going to be safety cars, so that's going to be about 18 laps left. I think that could be a good call with FCST there with that medium tyre. Everyone's gonna bunch back up. He's gonna have space and time here to hopefully catch back up to Jasper and everyone else. Hopefully have a little bit of a tyre advantage and grip there, and work his way past a few cars before then he starts to feel the wear on those mediums towards the end of the race, and just try and hold off on too many cars getting back past him. So that could be a good option, especially when we see a couple of these cars in front already having 4 or so laps on their hearts. I mean, hearts are still going to be in 24 laps there by the ends. They're still going to be in towards the end of their life range, really, I should imagine. There comes up Lollopuppa has just left the session there, unsure what that was about. Well, he's taken damage on the safety car, someone's hit someone or something on the safety car, pushed him out. 14 drivers left in this race around Zandvoort then. A lot of points available there for some people. Potential points at the back of some drivers who we don't maybe see pick up. Always too many points there. OLordyLord, Yorkshire, Rowan might get some more. What am I sipping on? I'm sipping on cider right now. Cider or rum is my normal choice of drink, but rum sometimes a little bit too heavy and a little bit hard to follow what's going on in the race. That's lap 17. Is this our second safety car lap? I'm confused now if the cars are coming in right now or not. Let's take a quick check at our penalty situation. Now they're leading, but he's got a 3-second penalty there. Doesn't want to be picking too many more up on that. Let's imagine Kuhn. I don't know if Kuhn's going to try and keep his teammate in front and hold off the rest for him, so Nat can try and mitigate and work away at that penalty. We do have another safety car lap. Everyone working quite frantically, keep their tyres warm around here. It's generally quite a fast track. Being put under that safety car delta though, when you're coming into these kind of like these hard corners, you'd normally be having a very heavy brake point there, and you're not going to be having it so much with the safety car, so it can be quite hard keeping the brakes warm. And while we come around there, we did just see a Williams tap the back of Reaper's gearbox there as we was coming through the carousel. Would have been the Williams of Elykr there tapping Reaper. Only Williams on the grid. Let's make our way into Sector 2 now. I hope everyone's tyres are back up to temperature. Zandvoort, not a track where you want your tyres to be cold. Trying to take some of these corners, trying to put the power down through these high cambered corners, and the back, if their tyres are not hot, is going to lose all traction, and we'll find ourselves spinning into the wall as we approach turn 11 and 12. The safety car will begin to move over in a minute. Knack will be controlling the pace for the restart. I should imagine he will take it pretty slow through turn 14 until we get back to the timeline. Very long straight section there. Half of it is before timeline. It's not going to want anyone to be getting any high toe and slip on him from there. And there we go, power's back down now as we are racing again. I think the guys at the back here are making it back through cleanly on the safety car. Restart, OLordyLord moving up position there, getting up in the front of Lang, back here in the pack. Lang Chronic following. It's so nice to see those cars side by side going through that carousel there together. What a view. She's there. Putting the pressure on Dom. We've got a front little pack there. The first 5 starting to separate and make a little bit of a distance there already. Good second or so gap there. Starting to close back up. Lang falling back there. Lang having spun there. Which corner are we on? 9. Unsure what's happened around here. Lang not having much luck in his first outing back in the Red Bull on this track. Very unfortunate to see. Followed back on to Hasser. That looked like an end plate I just saw flying. That's the end plate of a Williams I saw missing, going flying, currently ghosted. WouterVanDenBoom in Yorkshire down in 10th and 11th. Let's get both those racing points in. One of them appears to be stopped in the pit. Exit. Nope, he is in the pit. Let's try and get both those racing points in the points today, boys. That would be nice to see. Switching places back here with Rowan. Rowan's in the pits, that's why. I'm on penalties, that's why I don't know they're in the pit. Silly me. So after that safety car restart, Knack doing well, front 3 there. Oh, separating out. DRS will be back enabled in a second. I think when we come back round from this lap. And I've just got a message up saying Kuhn's left the session. What has happened to Kuhn there? hbecht left the session. So a message up said migrating host. I don't know if someone's had a bad internet connection there. And then a couple of people lost connection to the lobby. Kuhn's dropped all the way down to 10th there. Home race running on the podium again. I don't think he would have quit that no matter what. I think a couple of people have just had connection issues. That's very unfortunate. I mean, Reaper's going to be happy with that in the Mercedes. Currently, Mercedes 100 points down from AlphaTauri in the constructor standings, and Kuhn dropping that far back, that stops them from putting too much more of a lead, although Lauder is out, so Reaper's not going to get any additional points from that. Kuhn back in the race now, got some work to do from there. Back in 7th to pull his way back up. Knack tearing away right now. 3.6 seconds ahead of Reaper as we watch him get a little bit wobbly there out of turn 12. Bestos here, I say still just keeping the space with DRS. He is space with DRS, therefore Reaper towing the other house around as well. FCST, like I said, on the medium tyre here. FCST really working that medium tyre. Maybe let your teammate in front of you there. FCST is on that Bestos, I mean he's on that stronger tyre. Let him try and chase down Reaper, give you that DRS tow, and then when those mediums start to fail and your hards are still good for racing, maybe switch back the positions later on. But I think that's your best bet with the connection. Catching Reaper, I've got no interval times up here right now either to know who's close to whatever, so I think there must be a few connection problems. Chronic there picking up another penalty right now. OLordyLord working his way up into 8th now. It's really good for the racing point right now. I just need to check a couple of things on that racing point 9. Really good to try and get Yorkshire and Lordy back up into the points. Neither of them having scored any points yet for Racing Point. Racing Point's constructors points scored by previous drivers. People like Lolo was racing for Racing Point before, moving up and being called up to Mercedes. So it'd be nice if these two could get some points on the board there. Kuhn 17 seconds currently ahead of Yorkshire, and he has got Lang trying to chase him down right now as well. Kuhn, keep an eye on Kuhn and try and check back in with him. 2.6 seconds behind Jasper right now, but he's gonna He's really going to be turning on the heat right now to try and get back as far up through the grid as he can right now. 13 laps left to go. About 1/3 of the race left, just over 1/3 of the race left to go there. 12 laps to the third. OLordyLord got Elykr there. Right on him. Elykr, we'll see, being ghosted. He's a lap down to the others. It's been very helpful for OLordyLord though, because he's gonna get some TRS now. No, don't pass him that quickly. Stay behind him for a little bit longer, and you can get the DRS as you come through the corner. Come back up. FCST here still following closely on behind of his teammate. I'm not sure if he's wanting to get past us because on these medium tyres he should have the more grip out of the corners than Bestos right now. It's nice through 8. I'm not sure if he's backing off a little bit there to not try and run into him. As Kuhn is, Jasper is off the track there, hoping that wasn't any form of bump with Kuhn. He did suddenly get up in front of him. I hope it didn't touch. Apart from that incident at the start, we seem to have had relatively clean race around here, I think. I don't know, I don't see everything obviously from here, but space. FCST closest, running behind his teammate right now. Still can't help but think that he just wants past so he can try and put that pressure on Reaper. The longer it's left, the longer the harder it's going to become for FCST with those tyres as they start to wear to put that pressure on Reaper. Now's probably your last chance really for him to swap around, and so his tyre's still got a good bit of grip in there once we start going through. Good, like, no, probably like 3-4 laps of decent grip in him, and then after that they're gonna start fading a bit, and he's gonna start to feel that wear, and they'll probably even themselves off more with the hards, and then the hards will come back into play and back into their own at the end of the race. This is FCST gonna go for it in turn 1. He's not, he's just staying behind Bestos there. Sure, let's check back in with Kuhn then now. It's up past OLordyLord and Yorkshire, but we do have OLordyLord and Yorkshire running both in the points right now, both racing points at the back of the points there. I would like both of those cars to hold on those positions. Let's get a double points finish for racing point there. Okay, and right now, a bit work through now, 7 seconds off of Eggy's. 7 seconds time, 10 laps to go. He's got 7 seconds of time to try and get down now between Eggy's. Langlo really putting on that pressure on YorkshireRock. He wants to make sure he gets some points again here on his return to Red Bull. Yorkshire clipping a little bit of curb there, almost pushing him a little bit wider on the exit. I think the back nearly lost grip. He's Lang being kind of patient here, felt him back off into that turn of 7, just looking to get the DRS and to pick his moment. No use of making silly choices through some of the tighter sections. Yorkshire goes to the outside. Lang thinks about setting it up the inside, thinks better off it. Just following there, we go following real tight through 12. A little bit of wobble there from Lang. Yorkshire appears to get a lot more power down there. And it's going to come through 13 and 14. Lang is going to get the DRS tight to the inside. Comes out of 14 in Yorkshire's gearbox. Yorkshire moving over the side a little bit there. little bit close there. I think Lang was right on the movements. You do obviously see a lot of real life F1 drivers, yeah, they make late little moves and stuff like that. We do like to keep it a bit cleaner here in AV and a bit more fairer. So, you know, all up for the weave until to break any sort of slip and toe, but once they're kind of in that car length right behind you, kind of want to commit to your line to give the other driver more of a fair chance. If you want that inside line, move over to the inside line and stay there. Force them to take the outside, but don't be wiggling or wobbling too much when they're right behind you, because that could cause accidents. Join back on Chronic now, 5 seconds off of Xz right now. 2 laps there, he's taken 2 seconds down, so he's on track to get back up into 7th if he can keep catching Xz. Obviously, Xz's slightly fresher tyres there. The more Kuhn pushes these tyres like that, we can see he's pushing, he's going to go into dirt. The back wheel's going to have gravel all over it, and now we need to be careful how much power we're putting down like that. We get a little bounce of oversteer otherwise, because the tyre's not getting the same sort of grip it was because it's got gravel embedded in it. Dropping down on his space, on his time gain on Xz a little bit there as well from that Reaper. Now passing Dom in the DRS zone. Dom goes to the inside to defend it. Reaper goes round the outside comfortably. The back almost of the car, almost getting away from Reaper there, I think, putting so much power down around the outside there. Reaper down, and when did Reaper go down? Into 4th. What happened there? We missed that. Reaper dropping down to there. FCSD still chasing his teammate on his medium tyres. I don't know what happened with Reaper, if he maybe did turn the gravel and have a little spin somewhere, and that's how the 2 Haas ended up in front of him. Missed the moment that happened. Still can't help but think what might have been though if we moved the Haas with the quicker medium tyre into the front first. But I mean Bestos seems to be very comfortably obviously holding his own there on the hard tyre against FCST, but I don't know if we would have seen a bit more teamwork on hunting down those cars in front. Mestos right now trying to chase back down Reaper. Shows a little twitch. We pick up some dirt there, but coming through 7 again. I'm sure if there was a little twitch on the back of the car. Certainly not on the wheel today. I don't think Reaper definitely be on the controller. Don't normally see those sort of twitches from him when he's using the wheel setup. Got Jasper now also in front of Yorkshire. Trying to put on the pressure to Lang now. Jasper on very fresh soft tyres here. 5 laps left to go. Lang being on 13 lap old mediums though. Jasper very much with a tyre advantage here over Lang. Lang not looking great on the ERS there either. Jasper, nice half a battery full. Cut back up to Domestos there, still trying to put the pressure on Reaper. Let's have a look at penalties though. Reaper there, 8 seconds of penalties. That's really going to drop him back. That's potentially Domestos. Kronik's got 9 seconds. That's definitely Domestos. moving ahead of Reaper there, but we could do with Reaper being able to get a bit closer to FCST and just falling behind him, so then you can get inside FCST's penalty window as well, which would be good. Do Reaper being in about 2 seconds of FCST, and then Don being in the space he is behind Reaper to comfortably get into FCST's and getting that Red Bull back up on the podium there. Lang running just outside the points now. Jasper has got the job done and made his way past. Got there, the tyre advantage that Jasper's got right now. I think the best maybe Lang can do is hope that Jasper maybe has some difficulties there and picks up more penalties, so Lang can move up in to point position again for the Red Bull. We're following on with Kuhn right now, who's got McLaren in his way, done well, moved his way back up from, I think it was 11th he ended up in when he had a disconnection. He's now in 8th. Trying to just come through 9 and 10, wait for the DRS, and let's bid it past. He's trying to make sure there's no slip there available, giving a little weave from side to side. Kieran getting wide on the entry so he can get the power down quickly. On the exit, really catching up to Xz here. Xz just giving him enough space on the inside. Kieran gets that DRS as well. He is going to make it to turn 1 first, and he makes it in there comfortably and pulls in front. Up to P7 now for Kuhn. And that's going to be a bit of a push. 3 more laps, 4.2 seconds behind Kronik to make that move up and past Kronik to try and regain his positions. I don't know if he's going to be capable of that. Kronik does have a 9-second penalty though, so he is going to be able to make his way up into 6th from Kronik's penalties. Get back up here. Reaper still unable to close that gap right now on FCST. FCST obviously with that medium tyre there. Two laps left now of this race around Zandvoort. Luck there with a very comfortable 11-second lead over Bestos, and I think providing we don't find ourselves in any gravel traps or coming into contact with any walls over these next 2 laps, I think that is our race winner. Nak put it on pole in Season 2. I believe he had a DNF in Season 2 though. He's put it back on pole, and I think he's going to take the win as well. Reaper obviously having it for the first 2 seasons. Nak putting it an end to that. AlphaTauri is going to stretch out their lead even more over Mercedes, with Mercedes potentially not getting a podium as we cut into Reaper and we watch Domestos just dance around the outside of him there as Reaper spins Domestos. Wonderful quick reactions there to get around the outside of Reaper, as I think we're watching Kuhn right there. That was a very strange view. Kuhn doing very well to catch up with Kronik there, like 1 second off Kronik now. Let's have a look at our penalties again. Kronik's 4 seconds off Reaper. Reaper could be dropping right back here down into 7th then, with these two having to gain up after that spin there. Kuhn could be up there in 5th, which is a very admirable recovery from what happened earlier. FCST so close to his teammate now. They're wondering if he wants to try and launch it in on one of the DRS then from the last lap, try and steal that 2nd place off of Bestos. Bestos getting the power down better through those corners though, closing that gap back down. What's happened to Reaper? Spinning again there right now. These 20-lap old hards are not doing any favours to Reaper right now. Bestos now in P1 and P2 there, holding up on those old hard tyres. Reaper having a lot of difficulty right now on those. He's going to be very upset with that time. Those penalties as well. He's going to drop him right back down, and we cut back over. Kuhn did make it just in front of Kronik there before the end of the race. I didn't think he was going to be able to do that. Fair enough. That is, see a lot of pace and speed from that man when it comes into it and when it counts. Knack 12 laps ahead, 12 seconds ahead right now of everyone else. He's going to be bringing it home. The two Haas very comfortably running together there. Still wondering, is FCST going to try and launch it up on the DRS? Trying to get right behind Bestos before the line. Those medium tyres, 19 laps now, are going to be starting to fill the wear. So I don't know if he's going to really have the grip to do that. As we come back up to Knack, there was our pole sitter. And there's our race winner as well. Congratulations to Knack. And there's a fastest lap on the last lap there as well. 111.129. I was just about to flick over to see who had the fastest lap. And Knack saved it for the end. Knack takes the hat-trick there on Zandvoort. He takes the pole, the fastest lap, and the win. Congratulations to Knack, Bestos, and FCST. Second and third, Domestos there. Coming back in fourth, but I think with nope. He will retain that. Kuhn working his way up back into fifth. Very well done there for Kuhn. There's Kronik and Xz across the line. Xz moving up to sixth. Kronik dropping down due to his penalties. Reaper's crossed the line in eighth, but he did have penalties as well. I don't think that's enough to move him back down though. WouterVanDenBoom's coming home in ninth. There's some first points there for WouterVanDenBoom. Congratulations to him. Jasper is going to come across. He's come across in 10th. Lang's going to come across in 11th. Yorkshire's in 12th. Rowan in 13th. And there was someone else there in 14th. So, another podium there for AlphaTauri, double podium there for Haas. I don't think Haas have had a double podium or anything like that so far. They've picked up a few, but they've not both visited it together like that. Well done to Haas, well done for that good display there. Unfortunate for some who maybe got disconnected in the middle of that race. Only had one safety card there. Not sure what happened at the start, but I would love to know what happened there. We saw both Red Bulls going flying. A lot of other cars picked up penalties, but neither of the Red Bulls did, which makes me think it wasn't down to either of those cars' fault. If the game hasn't issued them anything and has issued it to the other players. There we go though. So Knack MP1, Bestos P2, FCST 3rd, Domestos 4th, Kuhn 5th, Xz 6th, Kronik 7th, Reaper 8th, WouterVanDenBoom 9th, Jasper 10th, Lang 11th, Yorkshire 12th, Rowan 13th, LK 14th, Lolla 15th, David 16th, Wouter 17th. Let's get across to our race. Right now, look at the incidents. Oh, it appears the two Red Bulls did collide with each other at the start there. Lang and Domestos colliding. Domestos then appeared to pop up and maybe hit into Lolla, so I'm unsure. Lolla then picking up a penalty for collision with Domestos at the start. Unsure. Only thing that I can think is both Red Bulls on the same line. They both get a good pull up at the start, and they probably both darted into the middle to take that centre line, and they probably came straight together. Is my only thought on that. But I'm sure I'll find out later, and I'll fill you all back in again on Thursday when we come back to Russia. We'll be off to Russia on Thursday with the AV. We'll see you then again at 8 o'clock. If you've enjoyed the race today, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.